What's up, guys? How you doing? Today, I'm talking about some Black Ops 6. I'm going to be talking about my experience with the game the last few days since the update and just some of the things that I'm running into. Right now, I know there's a lot of talk about skill-based hit detection. I'm going to touch on that. Look, Warzone's broken. Warzone's been broken for a while. It's not just this past update. Warzone's had issues since the introduction, since we were reintroduced to the game with the Black Ops 6 release in the season 1. So look, I mean, that is what it is. I haven't been playing Warzone. I actually made the switch over to mouse and keyboard because of Warzone. I haven't played it since, but what I was having an issue with was I would go up to a crate and hit square to open it, and it just wouldn't register. And at first I thought it was a controller issue, but then it just kept happening. So I went over to mouse and keyboard, so I didn't have any input issues anymore. Now, I will say this, with mouse and keyboard, you don't have aim assist. It's all raw input, and you better be perfect. You have to be. Now, what I've noticed, if you're a little bit off, like, it's very unforgiving. You're not going to get a hit marker. You have to be on target. I accept the fact that I'm going to be at a disadvantage with a controller player. Some of the best players in the world, actually, I think the top players in the world play on controller. You have aim assist. Okay, you have aim assist. There's bullet magnetism. So I've noticed in kill cams, somebody that's playing on controller where it doesn't look like they're on target, like they're not on target, but somehow they're getting hit markers. With mouse and keyboard, you don't get those luxuries. You don't get those handicaps. You have to track players purely on input. It's your aim with mouse and keyboard. I do like mouse and keyboard. I like how the movement is. I feel like I'm in more control with it. It feels better for me. Now, the last few days I have experienced some suspicious things, and what I'm going to talk about is skill-based hit detection. I'm not saying that this is true. There technically isn't any proof that skill-based hit detection is a real thing, but I have noticed in some matches where it feels like I'm getting throttled in real time. Like, I'm literally getting nerfed. I've had so many matches where, I come out the gate swinging, I'm doing good, my KD's up, and I feel good. I'm like, oh, this is feeling good. I'm going to have a good match. And then just about halfway through the match, sometimes it doesn't even take but maybe a couple minutes into the match where I'm doing really good. I'm at the top of the leaderboard, and then I just start getting wrecked. You guys tell me in the comments if you've been experiencing this, but I'll just start getting rolled over. I mean, steamrolled. I don't know if like somebody that just came into the lobby that's just really good. I don't really know what's happening, but it's super frustrating. I like playing the game. I like Black Ops 6. I do. I like the Omni movement. I like the gunplay. Those things are really good. I really like that about the game. I don't know if maybe it's just an SMG issue because that's what I use. So yeah, I kind of gravitate towards the meta. I want that time to kill to be really short, but that time to kill recently has been really inconsistent. Like I'm sure I've looked on Reddit, I've looked on Core, I've looked at it online to see if I'm not the only person, to make sure I'm not going crazy. And it's kind of hard to narrow down like players that are experiencing this on mouse and keyboard. On mouse and keyboard, it's to be expected. You're not going to have the same advantages that a controller player is going to have. It's just the way it is, and you have to accept that. I guess you can't turn crossplay off. I don't care. Like, if you have a controller, fine. I feel like since I'm on mouse and keyboard, I have more control, and I feel like I should have the advantage over the controller player because I have more control over my raw inputs. But with playing on mouse and controller, it's really up to you. There's no forgiveness on hit detection. Now, I've noticed also, like, I'll get into gunfights, and I've gotten, like, 7 or 8 hit markers, and the guy's not dying. And I don't know if it's just a range thing, and I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm a pro Call of Duty player. I know a lot of it is probably skill-based. It's a skill issue. I've got to get better at the game. I've got to get more hours on the mouse and keyboard. I'm sure with time I will get better. But there's a lot of situations that I've been in where I feel like I should have won that gunfight and I didn't. And it's just like what will happen is I'll get into a gunfight and I'm hitting the guy. I'll get 6 or 7 hit markers, and then he's able to reposition because he's not dying. He's repositioning to get into another spot to re-engage into a gunfight so he can have a chance. His health reloads, and then I get melted. Sometimes like he doesn't even get back into position. He doesn't get to cover and reload and let his health regenerate. Sometimes they're able to turn around and melt me within a few shots. I'm dead. And I don't really understand what's happening. It could be an issue. There could be a bug with the SMGs right now with this update. That's very possible, because I will say this, like the game is just playing a lot different now. I understand people are getting more used to the maps, so you have, those challenges. I am noticing a lot of these things. It is frustrating, and we all know that skill-based matchmaking is turned up to 11. We're not going to get rid of skill-based matchmaking. It's not going to go away. We've been having skill-based matchmaking for years. This has been going on. Activision knows it. They're not going to change it. As far as skill-based hit detection, do I think that it's a real thing? Yes and no. I know that's a complicated answer. It should one way or the other, right? But it's just weird. I swear. And you, like I said, tell me down in the comments if you guys have experienced this, where you feel like you're getting throttled midway through the match. I've had matches where I go in and I'm hardly able to keep over a 0.5 KD. Like, I'm just getting steamrolled. I'm like, why did I get put into a lobby with these tryhards? Like, I just want to play some Call of Duty. I don't want slouches as competition. I do want some consistent competition in the game. I don't want to be a cakewalk every time I get on, but I also don't want to get steamrolled every time I get on either. Like that, in my last video, I talked about going kill for kill. That's not fun. I don't want to go kill for kill. I don't want to play clones of myself every time I get on Call of Duty. I just don't. Every once in a while, I'll get thrown into, I get thrown a bone. I'll get put into a lobby where, it feels fine. I was like, dude, I feel like a really good Call of Duty player. But then I'll have those rounds where I do really well. Everything feels good. And then I'll play a match that doesn't. Like, I can't hip fire for shit. Like, I'm getting melted. I'm getting sniped from across the map. Like, these players are tracking me better than I could ever track anyone jumping or sliding. With this Omni movement thing, it's just insane to me. I will say this. I understand that there's a lot that goes into making video games. It's very difficult. There's a lot of moving parts, theoretically and literally. This stuff isn't easy, especially video games today. So I believe that Treyarch is going to try to fix things. They put out a statement saying they're going to try to fix things. They know things are messed up right now. It's a mess. Black Ops 6 is a complete mess, but I think it'll get better. We're not getting season 2 till February. When I saw that, I was like, dude, I feel like this is the longest season 1 ever. But I haven't been playing Warzone at all since probably the season 1 launch. Like, I just haven't been playing it. And I was playing Search and Destroy, but I stopped playing it. Black Ops 6 Search and Destroy it's super frustrating. It's aggravating to play. I don't even want to play it. Yeah, I just wanted to get this video out, kind of, talk some shit. You guys tell me what you think. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up for me. Talk shit down in the comments. Until the next one, I'm out of here.